This is Aleister Crowley is the very high profile Satanist. So the famous line that he puts out is, "Do what thou wilt." Now you will ask, what is that? What is the essence of that statement? Is that do whatever pleases you, whatever you want. So this is exactly like a direct contradiction with what God has said, like to follow Him. This is actually the spirit of defiance. This is a very common statement for Satanists. So I'm going to play the video of this message here.
1 through 48, 482, he advised, think backwards, write backwards, speak backwards, walk backwards are the ways to get into
It's
the
actually everywhere. It's
You may
embraced
say,
by
Pastor, what this have to do
a lot of
with Oprah?
people,
Have any connection with Miss
high
Oprah
profile
Winfrey? Well, let's look at
artists.
some hand gestures for a minute. Let's look at some hand gestures that she is involved in, and we can understand why she denied Christ before the world.
That
This
gesture of their hand
reveals some hand gestures.
is it's an Illuminati gesture.
Represent Earth Mother Goddess, the consort of Lucifer. The woman figure whose sign is the downward pointing triangle, ran side by side with Satan and his minions, the water symbol. Let's look at some more hand gestures here.
So if you notice on the right picture, you see like a pyramid, inverted pyramid, but it's actually in the Bible. There's a spirit that's called Spirit of Egypt. The Spirit of Egypt is representative of bondage. So there's lots of ways where they put this gesture. So one of this is to put out that hand where it forms a triangle, and it's very common to see that gesture in movie personalities, and artists, movie artists, and musicians. And along with that, they also have this message where they put their pointer finger in their lips, like to gesture, like to say like hush, like don't say anything. Basically, also like a demonic gesture. It's also representative of no voice. You don't have a voice. That's what it is. Like bondage in Egypt. That's what it is. No voice.
So you say, Pastor, it's just she just do that, but she's been doing this for a very, very long time. And this is not a coincidence that so many of these entertainers are actually doing this. Now remember, you see what they want you to see, and they are only giving reference to the brotherhood and those that are a part of this satanic new age movement. We're going to get in a little bit more about this type hand gesture, but I want to show you a couple other entertainers that do the very same thing, and they're representing this water goddess. In this image, you see Oprah and Jay-Z doing the double A, elemental grade signs, water and fire the goddess Fan Ish Neith.
So that's why I'm telling you to be quiet. It's essentially equivalent to having no voice. So this is like subliminal messages sent out. They don't really explain it, but the people who have the discernment will know what this means. This is actually the spirit of Egypt. This is very satanic in nature. It's either some of these people are being portrayed in exchange for money to do that gesture, or they're basically just like an empty shell, like their eyes may be open, but they don't see it, the things beyond what they're doing. So it's actually it's allegiance to the other side, to the enemy. So this is pretty dangerous to embrace the culture of the Antichrist, Satanism, which is very much very much embraced nowadays by society in general.
It talks about one of the points it brings out is one of the mistakes that human beings make is believing that there is only one way to live. That's and right. That we don't accept that there are diverse ways of being in the world, that there are millions of ways to be a and human being. And many ways, no, but many paths.
So that is a very disturbing statement by by Oprah, to say like many ways to the path to God. This earth, if you read the Bible, this earth is a fallen earth, where it's where the demons actually are. They become like that because when the fallen angels were booted out of heaven, they landed in Mount Hermon. Eventually, when they intermingled with women and they produced children, those children were when they died off, their spirits are earthbound, and they become demons. So that's what it is. And there's only the essence here is there's only one creator, and that's God. And in fact, if you really read the Bible, it's a blueprint of the struggle between the good and evil. Precisely why Jesus was sent is it was to destroy the works of the devil. So you know that Jesus came to earth. So basically, the enemy is here. So um, a lot of churches don't even go as bold as to tell the truth about that the demons are here, the devil is here, that it's real. It's like you have to be bold to warn people, because that's essentially what it is. If you read the Bible, you can always see that Jesus was there to really like go after the devil, and how the devil really works to create destructive destroy relationships between man and God, and between man and relations with other man. So that's why we have these perpetual wars. Like the wars will never really stop, because the enemy is here. So they're kind of like deluded to think that somehow one day we're gonna wake up, that there's gonna be like finally like a peace on earth. But there's no such thing. In fact, the Bible says like when there's like a peace agreement, it will be violated, because essentially the devil is really here, and the devil works with people. You have to read the chapter of Ephesians, because Ephesians also says like, we wrestle not against the flesh and blood, but against principalities, thrones, rulers, powers, dominions. So what are those? Those are the unseen. Those are the unseen. So yes, it's real. The enemy is here, and it will manipulate people. It has a tendency to really like put a veil on people, to make people do ridiculous things that they never even could they can't understand what they're doing, but they're just doing it. But do you see all this repetition, these patterns? So you see that the devil is out aggressively, especially that we're ushering into the era where in Revelation it says like the Antichrist spirit is here. So yes, the Antichrist spirit is strong, and it's manifesting really. But then along with that too, we know that the devil has his time is short. So that means that there will be a final battle in heaven when everything will come to a conclusion. The enemy is going to be subdued. In fact, the enemy is going to be thrown. So imagine the devil is going to be thrown in the lake of fire. And a lot of people think that the devil is the one who owns hell. Like hell is where the devil will go. It's like it's his prison sentence. So imagine for you to end up with the prison mate, which are basically the demons themselves. That's crazy. That's really crazy. This is why Jesus had he had access to go to the underworld and to go because they got it's God basically. So yes, I hope that you found the video informative. Read the Bible. It's there for a reason, and then the very important thing is it's a warning. It's really a warning